ये दीवारें बातें करती जैसे अक्स तेरा है तेरी सदा आहटें सुनूं मैं तेरी कैसे
Samrat Chakravarti is playing Sridhar. Sridhar is a Tamil Brahmin guy who's had a very orthodox upbringing and is now engaged to a French girl. On one hand, he's this very suave French dresser, drinks wine, eats meat, speaks French very well. But on the other hand, he's very deep-rooted into his culture.
Now, coming from a conservative background, his parents are saying, it's already a difficult thing. It's biracial. You know, it's Indian is one thing, but then Tamil, Brahmin, conservative, they want certain things to be done.
How can you say that? I'm from a strict Brahmin family, and now I eat meat, drink wine, and even speak French, for God's sake. Parfois, je me sens plus français qu'indien.
I see her as a very strong woman with very gentle spirit, a gentle character, but someone who knows what she wants, but also someone who is highly romantic.
At the same time, she also understands the importance of additional compromises that one has to make when you are dating someone from another culture. She goes all out to, make sure that she does whatever it takes to please Sridhar's mother, and how she handles certain situations when she feels it's going out of control.
22 Foxtrot, take 3 pickup, marker.
Aini Subramaniam.
Come on, Teddy, baby, you can do it.
Oh, if that is how everyone in India is going to pronounce my name, then Aini Subramaniam will be perfectly fine.
I think what's very interesting about this film is that this is a global film. There's Hindi, there's English, there's different parts of India that's represented, and my character speaks Tamil and French, which I actually had to learn for the, I'm Bengali, but I had to learn a bit of Tamil and a little bit of French as well, which is equally as difficult. But one of the wonderful things about this film is, even in the music, there's a beautiful song that's also French and Tamil.
From the time I wrote Sridhar and Janvier's character, I just knew that I have to have a French and a Tamil song. Initially, it was quite difficult, but then Sagar, who's done our background score, I was talking to him and I gave him this whole idea, and he liked it and he decided to give it a shot. So first we wrote the whole song in Hindi, like we got a lyricist to write it in Hindi, and then we translated it to English, and then we got a Tamil and a French lyricist. So then finally everything came together, and before we knew it, we actually had 2 songs. We had one song called Bonds Fell Apart, which is the Tamil and French song, and then we also landed up recording a Hindi version called Wo Pal, which is actually there in our album.
I think that's what makes this film special.
Je vis et je viens là-bas, la tristesse emplit mes veines.
எந்தன் மூச்சு நின்று விட்டதே இதய வாசல் மூடி விட்டதே கனவு தேசம் கலைந்து விட்டதன்பே.
On one hand, Janvier speaks her mind, then on the other hand, there's Nidhi, played by Dipti Gupta, who keeps everything within herself. She is a strong yet vulnerable woman. She doesn't open up very easily and is just trying to figure out a way to express herself.
Nidhi is an interesting character because she's kind of at the cusp of where India is right now. Someone who's grown up with more traditional values around her, but also someone who has had exposure to Western culture.
There's a reason why all the fairy tales end at the wedding. Even the writers know they are selling a lie with the happily ever after.
Nidhi is married to Soham, played by Sanjeev Jhaveri. Soham is probably the closest that I have come to portraying a male cliché. Soham is this typical 8 to 5 kind of a guy who comes back home, throws his things around, plonks himself on the sofa, and starts watching TV and plays his video games. He is an indifferent guy, even though he's a little caring, he just doesn't portray it. He makes an effort to just stay out of, all the squabbles that exist between his mother and his wife. Sometimes he uses his indifference as a shield, which actually starts affecting his relationship with Nidhi.
Well, when I went in for the audition, basically I just had assumed, because what normally happens to me is I play a lot older than I actually am. So when I went in, I just assumed that I was going to be playing, being asked to play, one of my friend's fathers, or an uncle, or some sort of comedic role, or something like that in the movie, which I love to do. It's just sort of what I normally do. So, one of the producers had come out and said, okay, we want you to read for this part, the part of Soham. And I said, okay, well, who is he? Is he, he's a father, he's an uncle? And they're like, no, he's one of the leads. And I was like, really? Like one of the leads? And they were like, yeah. And I think literally that was my face. I just kind of sat there sort of blank for a few minutes, and then, went in for the audition and enjoyed meeting the director and the other writers, and had a lot of fun in the audition. And then later on that day, I was offered the part.
Ma, stop it. तुम्हारी बस आदत हो गई है कंप्लेन करने की।
मैं कब कंप्लेन करती हूँ? 2 साल हो गए, मैं तो बोल बोल के हार गई। पता नहीं कब बच्चे का मुंह देखने को मिलेगा।
अरे नहीं चाहिए कोई बच्चा।
Soham is this character who comes from India, is born and brought up in India, and comes to the United States and works as an investment banker. And I think he always thought that his life would follow in a very routine kind of manner, that it would follow sort of, the simple set of sort of life's goings on that usually happens.
Lonely boat is found, floating aimlessly. It's got nowhere to go, it's got nowhere to be. Remember when the wind was gentle but strong? Now the night is still. Wonder what went wrong. The moonlight reflects from far above. The river unmoving reminds me of